Howdy folks, it is Diecastbuffet here again, and Martin Truex Jr., well, he wins the Clash, and wow, that was a fantastic race. The first race of the season. Of course, it is not a points-paying event, but wow, night and day difference, literally, in the quality of the racing product. This was an incredible event, guys. Wow. So Truex gets it done. Brand new paint scheme. Oh, you know they're going to be making the race win 124 scale and probably the 164 scale. You can go ahead and pre-order that alongside, t-shirts or anything else they're going to be offering over there at Circle B Diecast. Feel free to check out that promo code down below. Use code DIECASTbuffet and you will save on shipping for any orders $30 or more. Let's dive into it. So it's the first race of the season. We usually do these post-race reactions. And I gotta be honest with you, my expectations for the Clash was a little bit better than we saw last year. Last year, they were very timid in the main event. They weren't as aggressive as they should be. They only had 5 cautions, I believe. They tripled that and went to like 15 cautions. So incredible stuff, man. They were going at it in the heat races, the LCQ, apparently even in practice. But the actual main event, the main thing that I really think lacked last year, because it was Logano and Kyle Busch. This had everybody up there. You had, oh my goodness, Ryan Preece was going to probably win the race, and then he had electrical issues. You had Truex up there. You had Bowman fighting up there. Oh my goodness, you had Kyle Busch getting hit by Logano, and Kyle Busch almost won it. Austin Dillon almost won it. William Byron was quietly in the mix. It was such a good event. Like last year to this year, it's almost like a completely different racetrack, like a completely different one, comparing the two events. The 2023 Clash, I would probably say, is 10 times better than it was last year. Incredible stuff. I loved it. And another thing I love so much is that the caution laps did not count towards the 150 lap count. So even though they had a crap load of cautions, we still got plenty of racing. We got 150 laps of green flag racing, and it went over, the estimated time for the whole event. So it really felt like a 300-mile or a 400-mile, event, which I love. I am all for longer events. I thought last year's, main event was it was way too quick. It felt like you did all this track work and all this preparation and of course, all the marketing for a quick little event. No, you gotta have a longer event, and luckily we got the Wreckfest that I was wanting. Incredible stuff. Chase Elliott had a long day at the track. He did win his heat race or LCQ, but he was just pretty much in the back all day. It was so much fun, man. Beating and banging. It was a really good event. Honestly, it was a really, really good event. Shame they didn't have as many people as I thought they would. I figured they would have more people maybe this year than they did last year. It's a night race. Last year was a day race. It was so experimental and just random and brand new. I figured more people would be entertained by it. I know if I lived near the racetrack, I would absolutely love to go to an event like that. But that's what happens when you live 1,600 miles away. But that's besides the point. I want to know what y'all think down below. Feel free to comment on what y'all think about the 2023 Clash. Incredible stuff. NASCAR is back, and I will say the biggest concern I had with this Clash event was the quality of short track racing. We saw last year the Richmond, the Martinsvilles, even Bristol. It lacked a little bit. The fall Martinsville race was a demo derby, but let's just be honest, it's because of the playoffs. It's not because of the true racing product. I mean, Denny Hamlin was just lights out in that race, and he didn't win. So it's not the racing product that made that event so well. It's just the playoffs. I really, really hope for this year, in 2023, the drivers race the exact same way they did at the Clash at every short track. Go for it. Don't be afraid to move someone out of the way. You're not going to destroy their race car. Move them up the track. That's what the fans want to see. Last year, the short track racing was a mile and a half behind, pun intended, to the 1.5 mile racing, because I never thought in a million years that most fans would say 1.5 mile racing was the best product out of all the next-gen tracks. I never in a million years would have expected that, especially after 15 years of fans complaining that they're the most boring racetracks in motorsports. They have become quietly a fan favorite. When they go to Kansas, they go to Charlotte Motor Speedway. they go to Homestead, wherever it is, and the racing is so entertaining. Crashes, park failures, spinouts, everything that we used to see, 2 decades ago. So, moving forward, Truex gets the win. I don't think this has nothing to do with what we're going to see at Daytona. Hendrick are probably going to be really good in qualifying like they are, and then they're going to probably show up in the Daytona 500, and it's going to be a Toyota fan fest. And then it's going to get to that final restart, and anything goes. That's usually how it happens at the Daytona 500. Hendrick's good at qualifying, and then Gibbs dominates, and then it's just anyone's guess out of the hat. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for this season. Man, I'm glad NASCAR is back, guys. I really am. And that paint scheme that Truex has for this year is one of my all-time favorite Truex paint schemes. It reminds me so much of his 2009 Bass Pro Shops, the Wild Turkey COT he had. I think he ran at the Fall Charlotte race that year. It had silver and day glow and black. Beautiful race car. That's what his 2023 machine reminds me of. So really awesome to see that car get it in victory lane, and it's got all kinds of scratches and cool race wear on it. So I know a lot of people are gonna love that diecast. But I look forward to reading your comments down below. I actually picked Truex to win this race. If you don't believe me, check out my Instagram link down below. But I actually did pick Truex to win it, so I guess we're batting 1,000. I don't know. It was kind of an obvious pick, a layup, if you will. I'm taking Martin Truex Jr., the guy that was terrible here last year. I think he's going to win it. Who knows? Hopefully the race is absolutely insane. Hopefully it's a lot of crashing, a lot of great stuff. I don't take any credit for it. It's, God told me to pick him, so I'm just going to go with that. I was thinking of picking William Byron, though. I was like, William Byron's paint scheme just looks kind of so I figured that one was going to win. No, it happened to be arguably the best-looking race car on track. That's all for now. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And, hey, Daytona 500's almost here. It's going to be insane, I think. The dual races, whenever they have those, which probably still on a Thursday, I think they're going to be significantly better than last year, because last year you had the parts for the cars. They didn't have no spare cars, no backup cars, so they basically told the drivers, just go out there, don't wreck. Clearly they have a lot of parts now because they tore up everything at the Clash, which was a great show. So I think Speed Weeks is going to be even better than last year. That's all for now. Diecastbuffet signing off.